What is going on, guys? CG here today and welcome back to the channel. Now before we get into this video, I don't usually do this, but this video has taken me a very long time to write and edit and all of that malarkey, so just this one time I would really appreciate it if you guys could just drop a like on this video. Of course, at the end of the video, if you do not like the video, then don't leave a like and let me know how I can improve my content in the comments below. But yeah, a like would really be appreciated here, and without any further ado, let's get straight into my video. So as you can tell by the title, today we are going to be ranking each Fortnite season from best to worst, or worst to best, sorry. But I'm putting my own little spin on it. I've seen Smith Plays and every other Fortnite zombies-esque YouTuber that's made the jump do this video, and I thought I would chuck my 2 cents in, but I don't want to just rate it off of cosmetics. I want to do 2 parts of this video. This video is going to be 2 halves, and I want the first half to be about the gameplay and the second half to be about the cosmetics. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into ranking the seasons based purely off of gameplay. Now this is only going to be a really quick thing, so coming in at 6th place is for me Season 5. Season 5 I felt was way too oversaturated with weapons and items, and because of this oversaturation I felt that there was a meta which I always refer to as the spray and pray meta, which consisted of the Tommy gun, the LMG and the SMGs. They were all just at their absolute peak of how good they were. The shotguns were like nowhere to be seen, which meant that these SMGs and close range, you know, big ammo capacity weapons were the go-to, and you could just spray and pray and just hope for the best, and 9 times out of 10 it would be someone who wasn't as skilled as you were. I will sit here and happily say that, and they would just get lucky because they had an LMG, they had a Tommy gun, or they had a fast firing weapon. I also felt like the skill gap was way too hard, and everyone just felt like a wannabe ninja or a Tifa or whatever. They felt just like a try-hard. You'd shoot one person with, you know, a singular shot, and next thing you know you've got 4 knocks going up in front of you. It was just absolutely horrendous, the state it was at with the skill gap, and I really, for me personally, did not enjoy Season 5. But coming in after Season 5 in the 5th spot is Season 4. Again, it was just too oversaturated with weapons. There was just too much stuff added. They were pushing the content out way too quickly. And the biggest thing for me was the shotgun nerf. I remember this very distinctly. I'm pretty sure it happened in Season 4. They nerfed the shotguns to get way for the new SMG and stuff like that, but they nerfed them to an extent where they were just so bad. The close quarter engagements was just, like I said, this spray and pray meta. It really started in Season 4, and then the whole of Season 5 it kind of developed into this nasty, like, cancerous meta that I really just did not enjoy. And also what happened in Season 4, I think this was in Season 4, I hope so, because I really haven't done much research on this, I'm just going off my gut instincts, was the building nerfs. I'm pretty sure it was throughout Season 4 that they did a lot of nerf to building, whether it was the llamas or reducing how much wood you pick up from the ground drops, or whether it was just how much you farmed and how much health they had. The nerf to the building was a really stupid idea in my opinion, because the basis of Fortnite is building bases, building these plays to make rushes and so on and so forth, so I thought that was very counterintuitive. Now coming in at the 4th place spot we have Season 1. Now a lot of you might think, whoa, what the hell, why is Season 1 so low? And this is easy to say. It was just in early development, so it wasn't quite there just yet. It was still a brand new game. No one really knew what was going on. The game needed some polishing up. It was a little buggy, a little clunky, but it was still that core Fortnite. It just wasn't very polished. So for that reason, Season 1 comes in at 4th place. Now coming in at 3rd place, a lot of people may disagree with me on this, it was Season 2. This is when the game started, for me personally, to take big steps in the right direction. I did research on this part specifically, but it was the map changes we saw. In January, at the end of Season 2, we saw the addition of Tilted Towers and Shifty Shafts, Junk Junction, and all of them added to the game. Now, I thought this was Season 3, because I thought this was introduced with like, the Season 3 patch, but it wasn't. It was the end of Season 2 in January. Season 3 kicked off in February. So, you know, it's just simple like that. It could have been classified as Season 3, because by this point Season 2 was basically over, but but Season 2 was when the huge map changes came, and for me as well, double pumping was at its peak in Season 2. Season 3 they nerfed it so that you had to pump the gun again as you pulled it out, but looking back on double pumping, I actually think it was a very, very effective thing. As much as I sat here and complained about it, it was such a thing that you had to have skill to do. You really, really had to know what you were doing when you were double pumping, because you had to land every single shot perfectly, if not it would just fail. And there was such a huge amount of skill that no one saw at the time and just thought, this is horrible, this is nasty, remove it. But I personally look back on it now and think, damn, that was a very skilled move to play, and for that reason I kind of missed double pumping, to be honest, but I don't want it to come back anytime soon. Let me just put that out there. But yeah, the huge map changes for me personally was the biggest factor for Season 2 finishing 3rd on our list. Now, coming in at 2nd place, you guys might disagree with me here, but I really, really am enjoying Season 6. I think Season 6 is gameplay-wise one of the best seasons we've had. I feel like the game is so much more balanced with the removal of the Tommy gun and the LMG. You don't have these spray and pray guys anymore unless they've got a P90, but even then, the P90 is not good at long range. You have to be close, so it kind of adds that element of skill to it again, which I really, really enjoy. Another thing that I am absolutely really fond of is the custom console bindings. Now, for those of you that aren't, you know, too cut out with what that means, basically what it means is you can bind, or basically you can assign different things to different buttons. So I used to play old school, so to toggle through all of my building stuff I would have to spam triangle. Now I've got the old school layout for my combat, so I can spam triangle to toggle through my weapons, hold triangle to get my pickaxe out, so on and so forth. But when I hit circle and switch to my building mode, it goes on to Builder Pro. But I've deliberately changed it up so that R2 is my ramp, R1 is my roof, L1 is my floor, and L2 is my wall, so that I can just have these two styles of play all wrapped up into my personal sort of a personal control system to absolutely benefit me to the max. And I feel like that really has closed the skill gap quite a lot, and I feel like that's made the game, for me at least, a way more enjoyable experience, and that's exactly why Season 6 comes in 2nd on my list. But of course, coming in at the number 1 spot, what else would it be other than Season 3? The game made absolutely leaps and bounds in the quality of servers, the quality of gameplay, the quality of life of the game. Everything was just so unbelievably good in Season 3, it was unreal. I don't remember there being that much problem with Season 3 other than the big nerf of double pump, which some people disagreed with. And back then, obviously, the skill gap was a lot more close, meaning that, you know, there were more competitive games. I was in the top tier, like the top of play, not top tier of players, obviously, because I wasn't that good, but I was in like the top group of players most games, and it allowed me to have that competitive edge. Whereas sometimes in Season 4 or 5, I would drop in, and 9 times out of 10, I would finish 50th, 70th, 30th, and I wouldn't make it that far because of this. You know, the amount of time people have had to play it, and me constantly going back and forward on this game and other things. And I don't put all of my time into Fortnite, and that shows in my gameplay because I'm just not as good as a lot of other people. And for me personally, one of the big things about Season 3 that I really enjoyed was the shotguns, because shotguns have been on a very slippery slope ever since Season 3, in my opinion. When they nerfed the pump shotgun so it couldn't one pump people in the head, I felt like that was a very big downfall. I really enjoyed the fact it could one pump people with 200 health. It was accuracy, it was skilled, you had to land a very clean shot in order for you to get that 220 something damage, I believe it was, which for me was one of the biggest factors as to why Season 3 sits on the top of our gameplay pedestal. But moving swiftly on to the cosmetic side of things, I'm going to move ever so slightly over here, and I'm going to put these skins up on this side of the screen so that you guys can see what we are talking about. So, coming in at 6th and final spot, it's Season 1. Now, I love the Renegade Raider, I love the Aerial Assault Trooper, but the pure fact of it is there's 2 skins. There was 2 skins, and that's about it. Now, I'm only going off of skins here because they're the only things that I personally care about. So I'm going to go off of skins. So I'll put them up here. You'll see the Renegade Raider, you'll see the Aerial Assault Trooper, and that's pretty much it. There was just a lack of skins, and obviously, you know, if it came out with all the skins in the Battle Pass like it had, it probably would have been way better. But for me, this is 6th and very bottom. Now, coming in at 5th place, this is controversial because It's Season 2. Now, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say sorry, because the Black Knight is one of the OG skins, it's one of the greatest skins in the game, but I'm not going to sit here and lie. I've never been a fan of the Knight. I've never been a fan of the Red Knight, the Black Knight, the other two little Knights. I don't like them. I don't like any of them. They just kind of suck. The only redeeming factor is the Sparkle Specialist. I love this skin. It's so cool, it's so colourful, it's so sort of clever and just funky. I really like that. It goes on with the Funk Ops skin, the dude with the afro. But yeah, for me personally, Season 2 comes in 5th on our list. Now, these next 4 seasons are very hard to distinguish, and I'm only ranking them off of their ratios of good skins to bad skins, in my opinion, because there's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad, but the ratios of them are obviously different. Sometimes it'll be 50-50, sometimes it'll be 70-30, so on and so forth. So I've ranked these purely off of the ratio of how many I like. So Season 4 for me is in 4th place. I really like the Valor, Omega and Zoe skins. I really enjoy these. The Valor has got that Wonder Woman vibe to it, Omega has got like that evil Iron Man-esque kind of vibe to it, and Zoe is kind of like a Bright Bomber wannabe, which I actually really like. They've tried to make something similar to the Bright Bomber. It didn't go quite as they planned, but I still really like this skin. But the bad side of things is the Carbide, the Battlehawk, the Technique, and the Squad Leader. I just don't like any of these 4 skins. I feel like Carbide it just became so default. I absolutely hated it. Battlehawk is just a default, basically. Technique, I just never really liked that much. And Squad Leader is just, again, another basic variant of the default with a new character hairstyle or whatever. So for that reason, and the 3 to 4 ratio of good and bad, I have put Season 4 in 4th place. Coming in at 3rd place, however, is Season 5. Now, the good skins in this season, I absolutely love the Drift, the Ragnarok, and the Sun Strider. These skins are absolutely fantastic. I think they're so well designed, so well created. I love, like, the kind of, I don't really know what they went for with Drift, but I want to say like that Japanese culture, like they went with the bright colours or the neon kind of like the cat as well. I think I remember Joe told me what it was and I forgot it, but it's I think it's like Japanese something, and it was just really well designed. The Ragnarok obviously taking some influence from Kratos, and the armor, the skull, and the Sunstrider for me was just awesome because Baywatch, I really like the new Baywatch. It's a shit film, but I like it. So for me, this was a very cool little gag and a very cool little nod. And the bad skins, for me personally, were Sledgehammer, Rook, Huntress, and Redline. Now, I know I put Sledgehammer like 4th on my greatest epics of all time, but looking back on that, I regret it and I hate it. It's a disgusting skin. Now, you're probably sitting here thinking, well, the ratio is 3 to 4 as well, so why haven't you, you know, equaled it and put it in the same spot and joint 3rd with Season 4? Now, the reason for this is Drift and Ragnarok. Drift and Ragnarok are 2 of my favourite skins in the whole game. For me, they pull this up over Season 4 purely because of the fact that Drift is an unreal looking skin, Ragnarok is an unreal looking skin as well, and that just puts the edge on Season 4 for me, making Season 5 our 3rd place spot. Now, you guys are probably not ready for this because you're probably not expecting this to be as big of a bombshell as it is. You're probably thinking, oh, Season 1's at the top, John Wick, easy peasy. You would actually be wrong. Season 3 for me is in 2nd place. Now, the good skins in this is the John Wick, the Dark Voyager, and the Elite Agent. John Wick and Dark Voyager, may I add, are 2 of my favourite skins in the game. Really well designed, really well created. The fact that John Wick is in a video game, you know, makes me very happy. They're awesome films. I love to live out that little fantasy as such. The bad skins, however, are Moonwalker, Mission Specialist, and Rust Lord. Now, the Rust Lord, obviously, its close companion, the Take the L dance, has annoyed me many a time. But to be fair, this just has a 50-50 ratio, and for me it goes in 2nd place and loses out to our winner purely because of the ratios again. I just couldn't decide between these top 4, so I had to ratio it. And to be fair, John Wick, Dark Voyager are both fantastic skins, but some of the ones in the season which has won this are some of my favourites of all time. They are unfucking real, and therefore Season 3 comes in 2nd on our list. And taking home the big CG 1st place prize today is Season 6. You probably were not expecting this at all, but for me, I have recently got into horror films. I've recently become a big fan of the horror genre, so the Halloween theme for me just ticked all the boxes. I absolutely adore this, if I am completely honest. Now for me, the good skins this season are the Calamity, the Fable, the Dusk, and the Dire. Now the Dire actual wolf at the end is very mixed. I don't really like the wolf, but I like the first and second stages when he's like half wolf and then when he's just a human. I'm not a big fan of the actual upgraded version. I will just put that out there. But that's 4 good skins to 3 bad, because the bad ones for me are Nightshade, Giddyup, and DJ Yonder. So because it has a 4:3 ratio, it purely goes to the top. I probably would have put this at the top anyway, because this has been my favourite season. Gameplay wise, I've been enjoying it more than anything else, to be honest. And skin wise, I think it is the absolute best. Dusk is probably my favourite skin of all time. I love that vampire, I love the wings. I just think it's so well designed, it's so well created. And that for me, guys, is why Season 6, the Halloween spooky season, sits on the top of our list. Now, of course, this was just my opinion, so feel free to let me know in the comments what you think or where you would have put which season, gameplay or cosmetic. Just let me know down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, it has taken a long time to craft this video, so if you could just drop a thumbs up rating down below, I would be highly, highly appreciative of that. Thank you guys so much for watching yet again, and I will see you guys soon with a brand spanking new video. I've been your boy CG. This has been ranking every season from worst to best, and it has been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you guys soon with something new, something fresh, and probably something Fortnite related. I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.